All right, I'm going to do a poem that I wrote in 1990 when I was in college, but first I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story behind it and the story after it. It was my senior year, and I was in my first relationship with a woman, and I found myself accidentally pregnant. And this was a time when the student health center still had urine pregnancy tests that could give you a false negative at 8 weeks. I knew the conception date exactly. It had been New Year's Eve. Anthroposophists believe that the time between Christmas and Twelfth Night is an opening between the worlds, kind of like Day of the Dead. And I can testify to that because neither I nor my friend who got me pregnant were the type to have sex at a party. We had just kissed each other at midnight, like everyone else, as usual. We had never even thought we were attracted to each other, and suddenly we're hauling ourselves repeatedly out of the back bedroom in what became a futile attempt at abstinence involving a pussy shucked off condom, which I think is the technical term for what Keiko might have been referring to in that first story. In retrospect, it seems that we were being controlled by some being who had a mysterious mission to accomplish in this world. When I got the negative pregnancy test at 8 weeks, I failed to write my friend the good news. This was before email. And I had been really late going through puberty, almost 16 when I got my period, and at 22 I still hardly ever had periods, and they were rarely fertile, so we had thought the odds were in our favor. I had doubted I'd ever be able to conceive a child. But a couple weeks later, I was at the health center with intractable nausea and vomiting. They ran a blood test that landed me at Planned Parenthood at 11 weeks. I was driven there by my infinitely patient and forgiving girlfriend. I think we were the only lesbian couple walking in the door that day at Planned Parenthood. And I sat in a waiting room a long time with all the other hungry, waiting women and a 14-year-old girl named Chastity. In the midst of all this, I marveled at what my body had accomplished. 16 years later, my old friend and I find ourselves in the suburbs of Tokyo, offering red paper money and pouring water from a long-handled wooden ladle at an abortion shrine at the temple of the great Buddha of Kamakura, as if that otherworldly being had been pressing us across time and the Pacific Ocean to that exact spot, ringed by little Buddhas wearing their red bibs, offerings to the never-born, regularly visited by their Japanese mothers. Single life. A vacuum gropes inside, pulls for a moment, and switches my life to another track. Unoccupied, my body re-shoulders its single life, rebounds out onto itself, extends beyond foggy boundaries of nausea, fatigue, craving for sugar and meat, aversion to touch, celebrating the end of need to focus inward, creating in secret, molecule by vessel, another whole person. I step through air that is fresh and clean and spacious. Days later, my breasts betray me. The sweet white drops forming where I never knew there were holes. The sweet white useless drops coming to fill no need. Surely someone could use them, these drops my body so exactly made, assuming the unmade someone who would need them. I pity my breasts, going to so much trouble for no reason, imagining for me a baby. Yet I am haunted by no ghost except a vision of who I would have been in 6 months, still liking to wonder what might have become her face. I move lightly with an energy I had forgotten. I make so much now each day outside my body.